One of my favorite analogies comes from Esther Hicks, channeling for Abraham. And she says that to raise your vibration isn't something you need to go and do, that your natural state is this higher vibrational self, and that you are like a cork that's been tied to the bottom of the ocean. And what are you tied down with? You're tied down with everything you're hanging on to that you shouldn't be hanging on to. Everything that's not in alignment with you. All your conditioning, all your sorrow, all your anger, all your attachments, all of your shoulds, all of your coulds, all of your desperation, your depression, hopelessness, all of it. These commitments that you don't want to do. Everything that's not you, the true you. And what she says is, in order to raise your state, all you need to do is snip those ties, and like the cork, you will float to the surface automatically. It'll happen all on its own. And that's both scary and a little bit comforting, because instead of just going out and doing something, which our mind is programmed for in capitalist society, more push-ups, eat a little healthier, say some mantras, instead of just going and checking these things off the list, you need to learn how to let go of things. Letting go. One of the hardest things a human being can do. Because we're afraid to lose things. Because our ego is made up of identifying with these things. I am the nice guy. I am the domineering one. I am the businessman. I am the housewife. I am the husband, I am the child, I am the bratty one, I am the annoying one, I'm the smart one, I am everything but just letting it rest at I am. And that's where you don't have any tethers left, in the I am. But to get there, you have to cut everything else loose. And I don't mean let go of these things that you love. For those things enhance your life. Those things make you feel more like yourself. Those things can bring joy, happiness, fitness, excitement, all these positive things, but it's the things we're hanging on to that aren't helping us that we need to learn how to snip. I've been practicing this my whole life, little by little, and years into it, there's still more cords to snip, more energetic tethers stuck to my chakras, sucking my soul, draining my life force, making me feel like this world isn't a magical gift. One of the biggest ones I've been snipping recently is the expectation of going home for the holidays. Because it's what I've done. It's what a good son does. It's what you do. It's what people do. It's what we do in culture. You go home for the holidays and you surround yourself with the energies of all these people. Usually people drinking a little too much, eating a little too much, getting a little too loud. Pantheon of different layers of consciousness all convalescing in one space, usually ending up in some sort of epic arguments. Now, if there's family trauma attached to this, it can become a devastating experience, energetically, mentally, physically. And I dug deep and I thought to myself, I don't actually want to go home for the holidays. And I've been doing this because I think I should. And people are telling me I should, and the society's telling me I should, and everybody's shooting all over me, and it feels like shit because it's not what I want. Truthfully. Now, it's a little bit scary to approach this tether and to look at it with the shears in your hand, because our history tells us that this is what we do. And that to cut that cord, to step away from that expectation, to do what's in alignment with your truth, is selfish. Well, guess what? We've all been people-pleasing a little bit too much and giving our energy away and our power away to other things because we think we should. It's time to call it back. If you're watching this with me, call back your power. Mantras are very powerful. Close your eyes and say, I call back my power from all entities, all people, all relationships in my life. I cut the cords between them and myself, and I am resting and stepping into my my authenticity, my freedom, my independence. It's very hard when you have a tight-knit family unit, especially one with strong cultural ties, because it's even harder to snip these cords. They're bigger. They've been built up over generations of expectation. But you didn't come here to play along. You came here to cut these cords, not out of malice, not to point a finger and say, I'm better than you. For you. You cut these cords for you so that you can become your best self. You can't do that while you're beholden to others because they said I should. I feel like I should. You got to get rid of these shoulds. You got to do what you want to do in your heart, truthfully. I've been a people pleaser my whole life. That's the lens I came down into this existence to learn through so that I could step outside of it and realize my truth. But in order to do that, I need to stop people pleasing. You need to stop people pleasing because it's hurting you. The child inside of you, who you need to protect. Nobody else is going to do it. Your parents aren't going to protect your inner child, the innocent you. You need to do it. The worst is people pleasing to the point where you're in relationships where you should stay in because it would just hurt them too much, or I should give it a longer chance because this is what people do, or we should stay together because divorce is not what we should do. What do you want to do? What is your truth? It's hard to come to terms with your truth when there's so much noise, the internet and social media and all this stuff, all these expectations. And so I found meditation very helpful. I close my eyes in silence and think about the event or the thing in question that's got me a little anxious. It's got me thinking, I really don't want to have to, it's not really what I want to, and just to sit with it. And to ask myself, is this what I want to do, truthfully? And now, when the answer is no, I'm cutting the cord. I'm closing my eyes and I'm visualizing my bond to it, the tether between us, breaking, snapping, shattering, cutting it with shears so that I can be free. So that I can rise like a cork from the bottom of the ocean up to my higher state. You're here to raise your state. That's why you came. You're not here to attend family dinners because of some man-made holiday, because you think you should. You have to step past all that. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough energy to climb up the mountain that is your destiny. One that will remind you of who you are, the wholeness of who you are with every step. But if there's these hooks in your back, in relationship, at work, with friends, with all these obligations you don't want to do, shake off the rust, shake off the dust, pull the hooks out of your back. It's time for us to rise together. This is a reminder to you and a reminder to myself. Make space, visualize these things, these events that are in question. Ask yourself deep down and feel it in your heart. Does it resonate? Is it something I want to do? Dig deep. Parents, siblings, all of it. Do I want to go? Do I want to be there? Is this what I want? And if the answer is no, remember you are the cork tethered to the bottom of the ocean. It is your job not to float to the surface. Your one job is to let go, to cut the cords. So I invite you to do just that. Share a comment, leave a like, let us know if there's something you're working on. Right now, I am cutting the cords between my family expectations, sibling expectations, so that I can be free. And from that state of freedom, I will be operating from my authenticity. And when I do see them, when I choose to interact with these people, I will be more of myself. Because I will have been liberated and I will be coming to them from a higher state. I invite you to do the same. Thank you, folks. Good luck out there. Peace.